You get the attention.
For everybody in TV land.
Yes.
All right, so we have 5 o'clock. So we'll call to order the meeting of the Zoning and Adjustment Board, Tuesday, July 11th at 5 p.m. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the June 13th meeting. Excuse me. Has everybody had a moment to look at those and have any corrections or?
I just have a spelling correction. I think, my last name.
Well, it's only in one location, right? You got it right? In one?
No,
No.
the first one's no.
Yeah, I see one right one. Okay. All right.
Other than that, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the June 2023 minutes.
All right. A motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is old business. And so the item is 1160 Iowa Road, parcel ID number 60224010.035, requesting a 5-foot variance from the water body setback and a 5-foot variance from the northern property abutting residential property line for a proposed 15 by 48 building. And Wade, if you'll just refresh everyone on what we've got here.
Yeah, you may remember that this was deferred from the last month's meeting. Some questions came up regarding the wetland status, but delineation of the property. Some information was presented to you about the wetlands property, wetlands of it. Since then, we've obtained a better map that better identifies where the wetlands are. If you could pull that up, it was a color map that was included in your book, and there we have it right there. So that it says the two variances in play here. One is the from the north property line adjacent to residential property. The other is the variance from the 30-foot wetland buffer, which applies to both waterways, water boundaries, and wetlands. You can see that as mentioned in the update to the report, the UDC requires the same 30-foot buffer for wetlands as it does for water bodies. So that comes into play with the delineation of the wetlands that are on the screen there. Now, just to fill you in on how this typically works is that when a development is proposed on a property containing wetlands, the most typical process is for the property owner, applicant, developer, to apply to the Corps of Engineers and get the wetlands issues resolved first. If they want to fill part of the wetlands, to apply to the Corps for that and go through the steps that they have to modify the wetland boundaries, fill that area. Then they would approach the city with their specific building plans and, if necessary, come to the Zoning Adjustment Board for any kind of variances that might be appropriate or necessary at that time. It would then be up to y'all to evaluate what the hardships are, any kind of exceptional situation of the property, the standard variance requirements, and evaluate that at that time. It's not to say it can't be a different process, but the typical one is to get the outside agencies resolved first, then approach the local government with the specific building plans. Just reminding you, this was also was completed in 2022 through a lot split, and that's how this you see on the screen how it came into existence. As part of it was previously part of a larger one extending eastward. I think that kind of pretty well sums up we are right now. And again, just to remind you, there are proposed motions, one for each variance, should you want to go that route, on the final page of the report. I think that kind of brings everything up to speed. I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have about this, or open up for discussion. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Wade. Anybody have any questions on that update for Wade?
Thank you, Wade.
All right. Well, in that case, what we'll do is go ahead and open it up for the applicant you spoke last time, but go ahead and invite you to come back up if you would like. State your name, address for the record, and just add anything else that may be needed. And so, Wade, just real quick, just from a, I guess, record-keeping standpoint, because this was deferred, everything from the first meeting is still part of the record in the minutes, all that. Okay, just wanted to. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Cameron Troutman, my wife and I are owners of the property at 1170 Iola, and yeah, I tend to agree with Wade. We want to do this the right way, and we've been working with a attorney, Robert Weigel, environmental attorney, and Jim Kelly, a restoration ecologist, and Jim is gonna, kind of help spearhead, the process for us to talk to the Army Corps of Engineers and the Land Trust Mississippi Coastal Plain, which he will be working for the credit bank for the wetlands. So yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at with the property, because obviously we weren't aware that there's so much wetlands on the property initially. So we just want to do the right thing. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I got a question.
Okay.
For Cameron, really.
Did you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Having said what you said and what Wade just referred to as the steps to take, would you want to withdraw to hold it in abeyance until you get?
I think that seems pretty reasonable. Yes, sir. I do. I think that's reasonable.
All right, so yeah, Wade, if he would like to, I guess, formally withdraw, what's the appropriate step?
I think it would be best
State that here, and then we're
withdraw it. Yeah.
Okay.
And come back. And rather than have it out there for who knows how long.
Mhm.
So withdraw the application, and once you do work things out with regard to wetlands, to reapply for the plans that you had at that time.
okay.
I think that is your wish to withdraw it, then that's how the best way to proceed.
That sounds great. I think that's a good game plan, good course of action. So
Okay. All right. So applicant is requested to withdraw. No, motion or anything needed by us to accept that or anything. So that is withdrawn.
The minutes, and
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
when he reapplies, we'll start the process all over again.
Okay. All right. So because that has officially been withdrawn, what we'll do is we'll continue to move through. So we'll move on to new business, and we have none. Next item on the agenda is audience request. So I'll open that up if anybody would like to come up at this time and speak, just on anything. No?
Come on
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Come on up. State your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, so my name is Annette Moskowitz, and I live on 409 East Beach Drive, and we have requested a variance. The city code residence that we built a couple of months ago, and we have already placed a request about a month ago, so we haven't really heard that, but I've been wanting to see, what it is that we can do to get this case settled. So what happened is, then we moved in to this property. A few weeks later, our neighbors started encroaching. They basically cleared about 6 feet of our area and started building a driveway on it. So once we noticed that, we called the surveyors. We put down the surveyor sticks to make sure that there is no misunderstanding about where the property line is. that they have removed it, and then they started basically continued to approach, and they started threatening us on a constant basis. And we had to actually call the police a couple of times, and then after a while, they just suggested that maybe a fence would solve the problem. So we were still trying to figure out if we really need a fence or not. So we called the property surveyors out again to put down property lines, just to make sure that there's no misunderstanding. They kept moving it, not just removing it, but actually moving it towards our property to make, I guess, their property look larger. And then the threatening kept going on. So we built a fence, which we got a permit for, and we believe that it was built according to code. Now, we got a letter from the city saying that it wasn't, because I guess the side of the fence wasn't facing the right way. Now it's not facing right way, it's facing towards us and towards the neighbors. So we believe that that should be okay. And then they were also telling us about the like how far the fence should be from the beginning of the road. So we built it 12 feet away from the road, and I think that the code is 9, if I'm not mistaken, or even less. So based on what we have researched and based on the permit, we believe that we have done everything according to the rules, and we'd like to see if we can get a variance compared to the letter that they sent us. So we can resolve this matter.
And so, Wade, are you aware of this situation?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
My husband an email probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm not sure if you received that email.
Okay, I can resend it. Should I send it to you or what? I mean,
We have a mutual email, and that way we could both get it.
but if you would, write it for on there,
Okay.
and I'll resend it to you. Basically, there were some deficiencies with the building permit.
Okay.
I identified all those in the email, and all those need to be resolved before we can put it on the zoning adjustment board agenda.
Okay. So then I don't think we ever received an email from anyone. I mean, it may have gone to spam. I don't think we've ever
I
received
mean, I
anything.
didn't get a receipt back that it didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, if you will give Don your correct
Okay.
email address, we'll be sure to.
Then we can move on from there? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Wade.
Wade?
Okay.
All right, any other audience requests? All right. If not, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion and a second. Motion and a second. All right, all those in favor?
Dawn said.
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for coming. Interested
Okay, that was a little.
community